Well, would you look at that? More layoffs are heading to journos. This time we have Eurogamer, Pirate Nation saying Eurogamer and several other gamer network sites are facing another round of editorial layoffs, the second since IGN's acquisition in 2024. I know. First off, fries in the bag. I'm fryer. Video Games Chronicle, one of those formerly an outlet that was one of the better ones out there, but at this point in time, it's just like you don't even need game journalist sites anymore. You really don't. Because right now, if you want information, you can just go to X, find trusted sources, and read what they say and have it immediately. Don't need this word jargon filled article with advertisements everywhere that hard to understand, hard to read. You can just read straight from what somebody says and have the information right away and be like, cool. All right, now I know that happened. Or you can go to a YouTuber who gives you the information and then gives you additional thoughts on it and not filling it with all this other shit on it. The Game Journal pushed an agenda for so long against their very customers that they were supposed to be serving that they have pushed everyone away from them. Video Games Chronicle says the games media is set for yet more layoffs after IGN-owned Eurogamer, even Eurogamer, just a few short years ago, was one of the better outlets. I used to go to Eurogamer all the time. I mean, you could argue back in the way back, I'm talking Jason Schreier days before he went crazy. Kotaku was a site that I would go to before it went completely lunatic off the loony train, lefty lunatic. But these sites once were like reputable organizations, and how the mighty have fallen. And its network of sites launched another wave of editorial cuts this week. Games media set for more layoffs as IGN-owned Eurogamer cuts editorial staff. I know you're all so sad to hear this. Gamer network brands, including outside Xbox, are facing another wave of cuts. I live in this world. I've never heard of outside Xbox. The beloved British publication, which was sold by former owner Reed Pop in 2024, along with other gamer network brands, is facing at least its second round of editorial layoffs since joining IGN. Video Games Chronicle understands. I want to sidebar real quick to remind people, because yes, Eurogamer used to be amazing, but you know what? I realize that at the end of the day, it's a big cult. That Park Place ran an article that broke down perfectly what I'm trying to explain. Jeff Grubb and mainstream gaming media steal major Smash JT and Grum's BioWare scoop without crediting them. Now, those of you who've been following the channel for a while might remember this situation that will forever stand out to me, because I used to be a fan of Eurogamer, where they went out of their way to steal my story straight up when I had an insider working at BioWare reach out to me, confirm with Grums with information that he had from another insider to corroborate our story to make sure we had everything right before we went live with it. As soon as we went live with the story, Jeff Grubb from Giant Bomb basically stole it, ran with the story that we had, and tried to claim it as, oh, he had insider information about what was happening at BioWare. Basically, right after it, right here, Corinne Bush, director of Dragon Age, really is leaving BioWare. But I don't think EA is closing BioWare Edmonton. Was told there's nothing solid about that part of the rumor. The rumor. What rumor, Jeff Grubb? The rumor that Grums and I were reporting on? The rumor of information that we brought forward to people that you don't want to credit and give attention to? Weird. And as soon as Jeff Grubb posted this, which, by the way, Grums and I were 100% spot on with what we talked about with it, they went forward. This is what I said. Breaking. Jeff Grubb appears to have straight up stolen Grums and my exclusive BioWare Corinne Bush story hours after we broke it, and mainstream media mafia gives him credit for the scoop. These people are real pieces of work. This is why no one trusts mainstream media anymore. Zero integrity, zero credibility, zero accountability. And yes, that's Jeff Grubb next to this lefty lunatic crazy person that's suing me currently. And this is from VG247. This is according to Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb. This is from Eurogamer. Whispers of her exit began circulating online last night. Circulating online, you mean when I reported on it and broke the news? And were first confirmed by journalist Jeff Grubb. Fuck you guys. Fuck. First confirmed. from the official journal. Those YouTubers reporting stories aren't real people. It was an actual journalist, Jeff Grubb. This guy next to this creature here. I know mainstream media hates me. This is why no one likes you guys, because you take the sides these types of people. Anyways, that's understood to be including the brand's most experienced editors and its entire 4-person video team, though at least one position will be transferred to IGN, according to people with knowledge of the situation. Give me a second. I must have misplaced my really small violin. I can never seem to find it. Behind the camera cuts have also been made to the popular video channel Outside Xbox. Never heard of them. The brand has more than 3.5 million subscribers across its channels. Who are they and why don't you link their channel? Oh, I think I know exactly who we're getting ourselves into here with that style. Outside Xbox, along with sister channel Outside Extra, is a YouTube channel dedicated to fun video games. 2.67 million subscribers. They get decent views, not for the amount of subscribers they have, but it's all over the map. 18,000, 70,000. They get decent views, but not for 2.67 million subscribers. Holy shit. I mean, those are similar views to what I get. I don't have 2.67 million subscribers. Curious. Anyways, IGN Entertainment, which operates under Ziff Davis, acquired the Gamer Network group of brands and websites for an undisclosed sum back in May of 2024, which I covered in a previous video. And even back then when we talked about it, we all knew that this was the beginning of the end, the consolidation of these journos. And at this point, it kind of feels like High Guard, where they continually pay these people. And why? Like, shut it all down. You're losing money. You're not making more than you're losing. So you need to change what you're doing or fire everyone. Gamer Network sites include renowned publications like GamesIndustry.biz, which has me blocked on X, Rock Paper Shotgun, who the guy who founded that is a hardcore wokey lunatic. Video Games 24/7, that's actually, at least at one point, was a pretty decent site. While it owns shares in Nintendo Life, hardcore wokey site, owned Hookshot and Outside Xbox. However, since joining IGN, the Gamer Network brands have faced editorial upheaval due to a mix of layoffs, redeployments, and divestitures. It's almost like diversity hiring that you guys were doing over the years was anything but good for your brand. Weird how that works. When the deal was announced, it came with several editorial cuts across publication and the closure of board game site Dicebreaker. Shortly after, a voluntary redundancy program initiated by Ziff Davis saw more staff leave. Most significantly, virtually the entire GamesIndustry.biz team left the site, though it's since rehired for most roles, while respected tech site Digital Foundry bought out Gamer Network shares and went independent. Notably, last summer, operators quietly rotated editorial staff across brands. After Eurogamer's editor decided to take a new role at IGN, following the previous EIC who joined in 2023, virtually the entire VG 24/7 editorial team was moved on to Eurogamer. Significantly, the staff who left Video Games 24/7, a respected news site, why do they do this? This is so weird. Is this written by AI? What? I don't give a shit about a respected news. Give us the information. They can't help themselves. They have to try to tell you how to think. They have to use words to make you feel a certain way about stuff, to spark emotion. Oh, it's so cringy. We're not replaced, and the brand currently exists only as a small guides operation run by a pair of full-time writers, sources said. The editorial cuts have left many of the remaining and leaving Gamer Network staff wondering what the future looks like for a group of historic games publications that already look unrecognizable compared to 2 years ago, and further highlight the challenging climate for games journalism. Fries in the bag. I don't fucking care. I don't. We are now in an environment where if you are good enough, you can prove to the world, you can pick up your pen and paper, go to the videos, make a YouTube site, make your own website, create your own X account, go to Blue Cry if you want. You're not going to be successful there, but you can. Make your own brand. If you are in journalism, Nick Shirley proved it. Feet to the ground, hit the pavement, do the work. Get out there and show the world what you have. Prove to them that you're worth their time. Because otherwise, Fries in the bag. I don't care. You will be replaced by AI and nobody will even notice. You could even argue that there's many websites out there that have already done that and people don't even know the difference. Your job has been replaced by a automated AI bot. You are rendered useless in the current age of technology. You have been replaced. And you better hurry up and apply to McDonald's because I've seen the machines over there that can already flip the burgers on themselves. So you need to hurry up and get the job there before you get replaced over there too. I know it's sad, but such is life. Like the wider games industry, publications that cover video games have been rocked by a turbulent market since the highs of COVID-19. Hey man, whatever you want to blame it on. Other media owners such as Fandom, Future Publishing, and Valnet have all cut jobs in the past year. According to the data supplied to Video Games Chronicle by Press Engine in October, the global pool of games journalists has declined by 25% more in the past 2 years, with more than 1,200 journalists who regularly covered video games leaving their positions. It's glorious. Get out, fries in the bag. Ain't no one gonna lose any sleep over you guys being out of a job. At this point in time, I would argue the market has spoken and people are saying they don't need you anymore. We have alternative outlets to go to. If there is a breaking story, like for example, if Jason Schreier gets a scoop because he's buddy with all these people in the games industry and he reports on it, there's so many other ways to get information that it's rendered useless. At the end of the day, people come to you for the information. They don't come to a specific site because the sites don't matter. It's rendered ubiquitous. They're all the same. They're all the same. There's nothing unique about any of these sites. They're a dime a dozen. You could argue back in the day that each one of them did have their own personality. They did have their own sense and approach and direction. And then it got watered down because the entire industry became the same, all the same people, the diversity hires with the nose rings and the colored hair and the feminism and men are bad and pushing the communist agenda and Marxism every single time across the board at every single website. And people notice those things. And if everything's the same, they stop going to all of them. So the entire games journalism industry, ironically, shot themselves in the foot because they thought they were better than everyone else. When in reality, all it did was prove to everyone that they were way worse. But I'll leave that there.